Hi everyone, and thank you all for joining me again, or for joining me if this is your first time finding my channel. Welcome, it's good to have you. My name is Rachel, and I share multiple things on this channel, but the most important things that I share are those concerning my own healing journey. And I shared the videos concerning that, which would be um, videos about my writing, or like these talking point videos, which you'll always know when I'm doing one of those because you'll see me with my folder in my hand. Um, but I shared these hoping that I can in some way help others throughout their own healing journey by sharing my experiences and what I've learned. So in today's video, I would like to talk a little bit about the way that society teaches us as women to treat, think of, and view one another. Sadly, in the same way society has taught men to treat women and women to think of and treat themselves, it has also warped the way we often think of and interact with one another. And I forgot to mention already, but the reason that I write all this down beforehand is just because it helps me stay on point and make sure I'm not tripping over myself as much, and that I don't leave out anything that I was wanting to make sure I address. So, um, this causes us to feel things like envious, inferior or superior, jealous, hateful, or angry with one another. And again, leads to this double-sided coin of shame where we are pushed to look, act, and think a certain way, and then shamed and blamed for doing so. We are a lot of the time pitted against each other and made to feel as though we are in competition or at odds because of the fact that society dictates it to be so. And just like with so many other things, it's, I think, at the least, to keep us divided into so many subfractions that we never come together as a people and stand against any of it. And at the most, to play with us like puppets on a string, play things for the amusement of those, or of others, not least of which are the men involved. And the way women are taught to act, think, and feel towards one another is just a piece of a much bigger puzzle. As an example of what I mean, think about when you are in a relationship with a man who has been taught to objectify women and who makes you feel insecure about yourself every chance he gets, who breaks you down and makes you feel worthless unless you live up to his demands and standards, coupled with, in many cases, a near lifetime, often since childhood, of being pitted against first other girls and then in adulthood women for praise, attention, affection, and what we are taught is love. Because we are taught love is conditional and we have to work to earn it. Being shown repeatedly that if we can't live up to the hype, we can easily be forgotten and replaced with someone who can. So that is, or so that in a relationship, to manipulate and or control our emotions and get us to do what he wants, a man can make comments about how another woman looks compared to us, either good or bad, flirt with her in subtle or sometimes not so subtle ways to make us upset, angry, to make us feel upset, angry, invisible, and or punish us, and other times not say anything but let his eyes and attention do the talking for him, while all having the same effect on us of often making us feel negative ways about ourselves and others. And even in the cases of them cutting another woman down to make you feel lifted up, it still causes negative emotions between those two women, which also seems to be part of the point, and causes us to focus any pain or hurt from said example scenario towards the other woman or women and not understand or see the bigger picture of things. I want to be clear that I'm not excusing anyone's behavior, including my own. We all make mistakes and need to be accountable when we do, but we also need to recognize the ways this society works to divide women and men, and the way it uses that to further divide women from other women, and we need to grow to overcome it. As always, I hope this has been helpful to you in some way, and that we are all able to move forward along the path of our own healing journeys. Thank you all so much again for joining me, and remember to always make time for yourselves, because you matter too. I love you guys and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.